So we thank all of you for being here today on this momentous occasion. And now I would like to introduce our great majority leader,
Thank you, Senator Markey. It is a beautiful, beautiful late spring day, and it's as if the heavens are celebrating a recognition of freedom. Now, let me just say I want to thank Senator Markey for his great leadership on this issue, joined by our colleague on our side of the aisle, Senator Smith. Senator Cornyn, thank you for your leadership, and in the House, Representatives Jackson Lee, Danny Davis, and so many others, and Steve Williams, who has been so fabulous and relentless in making sure that this happens. Now, yesterday, the Senate came together, and we passed unanimously, the bill that says Juneteenth is a federal holiday. It was an important moment for recognizing our history, not shrinking from it, not sweeping it under the rug, not denying it, but staring it directly in the face.
First one.
Never understand how Barack did that.
He did it. Mr. Speaker, I rise to pay tribute to the Reverend Dr. Ronald Myers, who was one of the real reasons that President Biden was able to sign into law Juneteenth as a national holiday. Reverend Myers was founder of numerous medical and cultural organizations and a committed physician, serving the poorest Americans through clinics in Chula, Belzoni, Yazoo City, Indianola, Greenville, and Tupelo, Mississippi. Doc was also a jazz musician, composer, and human rights activist. The New York Times stated, and I quote, "There aren't many doctors like Ronald Myers, a jazz-playing, Baptist-preaching family practitioner whose dream has always been to practice medicine in the kind of places that many other doctors wouldn't stop for a tank of gas," end of quote. In 1994, a group of community leaders from across the country gathered at Christian Unity Baptist Church in New Orleans, Louisiana, to work for greater national recognition of Juneteenth, a holiday celebrating the end of slavery. Dr. Myers was elected chairman of this advocacy effort, which led to the establishment of the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation and his recognition as the leader of the modern Juneteenth movement in America. Doc was instrumental in the passage of 45 of the 49 state and District of Columbia pieces of legislation naming Juneteenth as a day of observance in this country. Working with the Congressional Black Caucus, which included Illinois Senator Barack Obama and Representative Danny Davis, he sought legislation to recognize Juneteenth independence. Hosting the annual Juneteenth prayer breakfast, he established the Washington Juneteenth National Holiday Observance and the National Day of Reconciliation and Healing from the legacy of enslavement, which includes the National Black Holocaust Mafia Memorial Service. Dr. Myers organized the National Association of Juneteenth Jazz Presenters and the Fellowship of Creative Christian Jazz Musicians. Under his leadership, the Washington Juneteenth Congressional event was held by the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation, Juneteenth America Incorporated, and the National Association of Juneteenth Jazz Presenters, an accomplished jazz pianist, trumpeter, and composer. Dr. Myers performed across the country promoting June is Black Music Month, celebrating Juneteenth jazz, preserving our African-American jazz legacy. For over 20 years, he met with state politicians, local Juneteenth organizations, and community leaders. Charles Taylor, author of Juneteenth, said, "Doc would give a copy of my Juneteenth book to every governor who made Juneteenth a holiday observance. He even gave Sarah Palin a copy when she was the governor of Alaska after her state recognized Juneteenth. At an award ceremony at the Beverly Hills Temple of the Arts at the Saban Theater, founder Rabbi David Barron said, Reverend Dr. Ronald Myers is an outstanding living model of all the values for which Martin Luther King stood. Thanks to Steve Williams, who has carried on Dr. Myers' work, and my staffer, Dr. Caleb Gilchrist, who has worked closely with him. Thank you, Dr. Myers, and may you rest in peace.